All right, class, welcome back. Going to do our next School Connect activity. Okay, so we're going to be taking a look at creating social contracts. Might be something you're familiar with, might not be. Most of you should know what a contract is, which is, in most cases, a legal document that would say you're going to do something that you're supposed to do, or something that you're not supposed to do. So, for the little bow ringer activity, we don't need to write anything down, but let's just try to think about a time where you were part of a class, a team, or a club, and you had a sense of community. Okay, you felt known and valued, and you liked being there. It may have been in any grade at any age. So, what are two things about that class, team, or club that gave you that feeling? So, if you want to take a couple minutes, pause the video, and think of a couple things. You can write them down if you want to. If not, not a big deal. Just kind of think about some things that gave you a sense of community. So our essential questions today are: how do we want to treat one another in this class? What is a social contract and why create one? And what does it mean to take shared responsibility for our social contract? So this little activity, after you write your answer for your bell ringer, which we're not going to be writing our answers, okay? What we're going to do, obviously, if you're at home, you're not going to be able to share it with anybody but around the class, okay? We're going to walk around and we're going to share what was something that made you feel that sense of community. So, what is a social contract? Why create a social contract? Social contract examples, all right? Where are social contracts used? In a lot of places, they're used in governments, town halls, board meetings, work group meetings, clubs, and classrooms is a lot of where they are used. So, creating one, all right, we're not going to break into 4 or 5 groups just because of what's going on right now, okay? We're going to create a list of 4 guidelines based on how you would want to be treated in class. Each group needs a recorder, okay, to record or report this. So if you're working at home, okay, we should see this small group activity on your handout 1.4. All right, you're going to need to write in 4 things that you want to be in your social contract. All right, so pause the video. Think of 4 things that you would want to be in a contract with, all right, a class, and write each of those down. So next, all right, voting for your social contract. Spokespeople present their group suggested guidelines while the teacher records them on the board. So what we're going to do, all right, if we're in class, we would, or since we're in class, we will write them on the board, and then we're all going to vote on the top 4 ones that we want, okay, to be on our social contract. If you're at home, all right, you probably wrote down the 4 things that you want in your social contract. Just remember that while you're at home, there might be things that'll be a part of your contract that wouldn't pertain to in class, like when doing work, I won't be on my phone, or while working on an activity, I won't have the TV on. Okay, those would be things that might help you be a little more successful while you're at home learning. So, when you're done writing your social contract, okay, at home, you're going to endorse it with your John Hancock, which he was one of the main people to sign the Declaration of Independence. All right. So when somebody refers to you, John Hancock, that would mean your signature. So one thing that you need to think about when a social contract is created is calling fouls on people. So once we've created our contract, okay, there's going to be times where people break that. All right. That's called a foul. So if called, it is a fact. Okay. If called, take responsibility and apologize. Okay. If called, make amends with 2 put-ups. Okay, positive things about the person. At least one person be unrelated to the appearance or clothes. Okay, so calling fouls in a lot of cases can be something that's kind of hard. If you're working at home, all right, really the only person that can call a foul is yourself, or maybe you have a brother and sister, or a parent, I guess, could call a foul as well. So practice calling fouls. All right, if you're at home, this is obviously something that you're not going to be able to do. Okay, in class, we can work on them. Okay, so if you're at home, don't necessarily worry about this. Just know that if you break part of your social contract, you're going to need to call a foul on yourself. So as a wrap up, why do we create a social contract? Okay. Then reflection and application, which is also a part of your activity. Okay. You're going to need to write down how might you call fouls outside of class and how might calling fouls help build better relationships. Okay. So doing all of that at home, make sure you're using kind of the honor system and creating your social contract and what you would want to be in there to make yourself successful.